Hi there, Loy Machedo. Speaking to you from LoyMachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think Personal Branding. Okay, I'll give you a bit of UAE-based news. One is about a little bit of money laundering news, that is both with gold as well as in terms of the cryptocurrencies. One is in the news. One guy actually shared it with me. He himself admitted to what he is doing privately. The second one is the freedom of expression in terms of social media in UAE is obviously regulated, and it's not just UAE; it's all across the Middle East. You arrive there as an expat. You're not given a free rein to say whatever you want about Islam or about, let's say, the ruling family or anything that portrays the country in a bad light. It can be Saudi, it can be UAE, it can be Qatar, Bahrain, Oman. Like now, even Qatar football, which is going to start, you can't go around bashing Qatar and remain in Qatar. Okay, so that's second one. Third one is with regards to this guy from Denmark. What's his name? Sanjay Shah. No, British businessman Sanjay Shah. It seems some big name Emiratis. I know some of the Sheikh families. But then I saw another article where he's supposed to pay 1 billion in tax. $1 billion. Can you imagine how much is $1 billion? Ooh, crazy. And last and not the least, I'll be sharing with you the address hotel that had caught fire. I remember this so very well because I was in Dubai that time. The address hotel caught fire, and what was shocking was UAE was trying to show the fireworks and everything else, and Burj Khalifa was here, and the address hotel is catching fire here. Initially, people thought this was part of the fireworks, but then it kept burning, and I remember police in the ground. They were trying to divert people. It was chaos, chaotic. But they went ahead and they had the fireworks, and then they focused on, making the other address tower okay. So all links will be put down in the description. Have a look at it. So let's start. The first one is the money laundering that's going on. So according to Emirates Leaks, what they're saying is the gold trading in Dubai Stock Exchange in UAE is a popular method of money laundering. And this is primarily being stated in the European, Financial Action Task Force, FATF, and they're imposing sanctions. This story has been going on for quite some time. And they're also talking about the Dubai Gold and Commodities Exchange, which is a hub. And they're saying that they are encouraging people, have a lot of transactions there. But at the same time, they're turning a blind eye as to who brings the money from where. As long as you do it in the right way in UAE, it's okay. See, it's very simple. Whether it's UAE, whether it's Saudi, Bahrain, Qatar, Oman, wherever it is, these countries, they have made it very clear. If you come and invest here and you're doing it by the books, you're doing it fair and square, you're buying and selling and not doing anything illegal, please go ahead. Okay. So it shouldn't be surprising that in UAE, they are doing this. See, for this matter, I was telling you about cryptocurrency. I got this guy. He's based in UAE. He moved from Europe. I'll not tell you which part of Europe. And he has been following my channel for quite some time. He told me, he sent me a lengthy audio clip. And he told me, Loy, you gave that article about NFTs and cryptocurrencies. He's saying, I just want to tell you my part of the story. And he actually outlined how he closed on multiple businesses in Europe. And he bought that money into UAE, investing it into crypto and buying NFT and all that. And he did lose some money here and there, but he made a lot of money, buying and selling crypto and just playing around. He spent, I think, 6 to 8 months completely immersed into crypto. And he said, right now, the market is pretty bad for cryptos. The market is pretty volatile, very, very bad for NFTs. But that doesn't mean that people are not getting into it. There are still a lot of people. And why? When I asked him why, he said because they don't want to pay taxes. The taxation is very high. In the Middle East, there's no taxation. So if just imagine if you have 100 and people are charging you 35 out of 100, for every 100, they're taking 35. Or in some place like Denmark, 100 that you earn, 55 they are taking. Now, the reason why they're taking so much of tax is because when you grow old, they'll give you, old age benefits, and they'll give you medical benefits and schooling. So individuals, what they're looking at, I want the best of medical, I want the best of schooling, I want the best of everything. At the same time, I don't want to pay anything. So you, this is how people think, and you can't help it. While when you see expats or people who are the first generation, they go abroad, they know for a fact I'm paying this tax so that I can avail this benefit. But the people who are born there, and especially those who want to take advantage of all the loopholes, they want to have the pie and they want to eat it, have the cake and eat it. Okay, so well, what can you do? There are no saints. Whether it's businessmen, whether it's employees, everyone is looking for ways to save some amount of money, irrespective whatever. So, in terms of this article, link is put down below. They are saying that it's being done in large scale, and UAE, even the government is aware of it. Of course, they are aware of it. You think they do not know? They don't have the technology. They don't have the ways to monitor all this. They are aware, but it's like you just close your eyes. You're doing everything by the books in our country. I don't care what you do abroad. Okay. So this is one article. The second one is with regards to UAE bans freedom of expression on Twitter. That's what it says here. But I would rather take one step further and say is not just UAE, all the Muslim countries, Gulf countries, they are very particular how you use social media. They don't want it to become something like USA, or where freedom of expression, you can say whatever you want, transgender, like what is happening in the UK. Instead of respecting that the Queen has died, or down with the monarchy and hell with this. I personally, I've always told you this. These privileges, I call them privileges of freedom of expression, of using the internet, of using social media. You have to earn it. If it's just given to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, there are a lot of twisted minds that literally destroy the country, destroy communities, destroy people's lives, because they just say, I have freedom of expression. I can say and do whatever I want. And that's the same problem with guns, which is the same problem in USA. Now, this guy, I was pretty surprised. His name is Maqsoud Kruse. I was like, why is his name Kruse? And then I found out that if you read national newspaper, this guy, who is an Emirati, he has a German father and Emirati mother. I was like, ooh, that is something very rare. German father, and the guy obviously, must have not only been educated, he must have traveled the world and all that. So very intelligent human being, and he has been given a leadership role in the government, and he just wants to make sure that it is in line with what the rulers of the country want. So he is the new human rights chief, and he wants to obviously balance things out between the vision of the Gulf and the international community. But it should not cross over to where they have Western values in Islam, which will never happen. So anyway, to balance it out, I read both the articles of Emirates Leak, which portrays UAE in a very negative light, and I also read the national newspaper, which portrays UAE in a very positive light. So read both the articles and form your own opinion. But according to me, I can tell you one thing, that UAE, specifically since we're talking about it, the media is very much regulated by the government, and it should be in line with the government. Okay. You can't go to any country in the Middle East and start rattling off, oh, Islam is like this, the rulers are like that, and this country is bad. And if you want to bitch and moan and groan, and don't come to the country, be in your own country, live there. Don't come and take the benefits of another country and then start bitching about it. That is not right. Okay. Then the second last article is this guy, British guy, Sanjay Shah. In this Emirates leak, what it says is he was involved with the Nahyan family in Abu Dhabi. Okay, over the years, um, he had very strong relationships with them. And obviously, when you are in UAE, you are there because you don't want to pay taxes. So this article kind of highlights that. But in the Bloomberg article that if you see here, what it says is Dubai trader Sanjay Shah, he's asked to pay 1.26 billion dirhams, that is 1.26 billion dollars, that's 4.6 billion dirhams, to the Danish tax agency. They're very happy. But then he's obviously planning to appeal the judgment. So it seems that he and his wife, Shah, what's her name? Usha. They had a firm, Soho Capital Partners Limited. And, well, obviously, all business people. See, even in US, for that matter, whether it's Jeff Bezos or whether it's Elon Musk, they will hire legal teams to make sure, accountants or legal teams to make sure, okay, you tell us where to invest, what to do, so that we don't have to pay taxes. I think this story is as old as civilization itself. So I guess some people try to go one step further and try to figure out how they can do that. So this guy, billionaire, British businessman, he thought he could go to UAE and not pay taxes at all. But I guess somewhere down the line they figured out how to make sure that he does pay. So bad luck. Anyway, last but not the least, Dubai insurance company loses 1.25 billion dirhams. Now, what I find funny in this article of Khalij Times is this insurance company, Orient Insurance, very popular in UAE. They paid 1.25 billion dirhams, okay, for the losses. And now after paying, now they're saying, no, you are to blame, give us our money back. And they made a case against Alec Engineering and Construction, Mirage and Gaj, Gulf. Gaj is what? Gulf, Gaj. I heard of that name. Okay. Atkins and Arab Tech. You seriously think they're going to pay? Anyway, they lost the case. So the case was dismissed and they're not going to pay the money. Once you pay money, you're not going to get it back, man. What the hell? So anyway, the ruling can be appealed in 60 days. I don't think they're going to get it back. So the insurance company paid the money and these guys spent the money. Alec Engineering, Construction, Mirage, Gaj, Atkins and Arab Tech. They took the money and the employees must have taken the money. Finish. Bye-bye. So that's about it. Arab Tech, is it still there? Or it's shut down? I don't know. Anyway, these are some of the bits of news that I thought I'd share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And yes, for those of you who are looking out for jobs, I've told you this before, there are plenty of jobs in UAE. But please, do your homework. Have a strategy. Don't just jump to UAE and say, where can I get a job? It doesn't work that way. Okay. They do pay good salaries, but to the right candidates. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Love to hear from you. This is me signing off. You guys take care.